Hey guys, this is the last video of this series. This is a 4-part series. I hope that you've taken the time to watch the first, second, and third one, and that you've gone through the process of tracking your macros and you kind of have a feel on how to start doing it. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about where we go from here and how we determine where we're going from here. So when you started tracking your calories in the beginning video, those calories weren't necessarily at a caloric deficit. So that means you're eating less than what you put out as far as energy goes. And so if you were not at a calorie deficit when you figured that out, you may notice that you don't make a huge weight change in the first few weeks. And you may notice that you do just because you're probably choosing some healthier foods, foods that fuel your body a little bit better. You're eating more protein, a little bit less carbs and fats. And so then you'll just have a natural adjustment in maybe water weight, a little bit of fat when you do that. And then from there, you may notice that you go into a plateau and you just stop making changes. So if you have been consistently tracking, when I say consistent, it means pretty much every day. And you've been doing this consistently for, I want to say about 2 weeks, given it at least 2 weeks. And you have hit a plateau for two weeks without change, then you can take a look at decreasing your macros. Now, when you do this, I want you to keep your protein the same. So whatever your protein was that you started at 4 weeks ago, you'll continue to have that protein. Your adjustments will come from carbs and from fats. I suggest taking 150 calories off your total calorie goal, and you're going to divide that evenly between carbs and fats. So 75 calories divided by 4 equals about 19 carbs is what you'll take off from your total. And then for fats, 75 calories, and that comes out to, for your fats, that will come to about 9 or 8 grams of fat per day. So go ahead and you can make those changes when you're ready to adjust. But remember, you want to put the time into being consistent, consistently tracking to know that you're making the right change. So then you will notice, you should notice that you start to get a little bit hungrier at meal times. And so if you do this consistently for a week and nothing changes with your hunger levels, that means that it's about time where you should be eating maybe 3 to 5 hours after your last meal. And you're just still not hungry, or you feel overly full, or you don't have much of an appetite. That's a good sign that you can go ahead and take more food off of your daily goal. So go right back to what I did prior. Again, 150 calories, and then that would come out to 19 carbs and about 8 to 9 grams of fat. You can go ahead and try that and consistently track again for a whole week, and you should start to notice that you get hungry at meal times. Once you start to hit that sweet spot, I want you to stay there. Stay there for a while until your body tells you you need another change, and you need another, and you reach a plateau. And so you can keep doing that to keep lowering and lowering until you stop making change. My cutoff for anyone is always 1,200 calories. I don't suggest you go lower than that, because when we start to put our body into a dangerous point where metabolism is probably too slow, and you actually need to work on some other things internally before you can go into more of a calorie deficit. Because the goal is always to make sure that you're healthier and not that you are putting your body into a worse spot than it already is. If you are at that point and you're not making changes, then that's a good point to reach out to somebody for help, like myself. Or you maybe want to talk to your doctor about some things that you're noticing with your metabolism. So those are a few things about the calorie deficit. I also want to make sure that you're keeping in mind your activity level. If you're not really moving much and you're reaching that plateau point, it might be a time to start moving more and to see if you can start burning more calories that way rather than decreasing the amount of food you're taking in. Because food fuels our body, food makes us healthy, and we still want to be able to get all those nutrients in during the day. And then from there, once you are in the good habit of consistently tracking And I say consistently tracking a lot because it doesn't do you a lot of good to track half the time and not track the other half of the time. If you are doing that and you're in the maintenance phase and you're not trying to lose weight and you're not having a specific time and goal and all that, then that's okay. But if you have a goal and you're really trying to maybe lose that last 10 pounds or you're trying to get some baby weight off, something like that, then you really need to be consistent to make those changes. That goes with anything that you do. I want to talk a little bit about the external cues and the internal cues. When we start tracking macros, we're using external cues to tell us what to eat and how much to eat. Now, this is really a great tool to become more aware of the food we're putting in our bodies and more keenly aware to the nutritional contents and portion sizes. Those are external cues, macros and calories, external cues telling us what we should be putting in our body. Now, the other component is internal cues. Internal cues is what we feel, our hunger and our fullness. Now, those are very important. And while you're learning your external cues, it's also super important to pay attention to your internal cues. When are you hungry and when are you full? When do you have energy and when do you feel your best? These are things that you need to start thinking about while you're learning your external cues, because at some point you're going to want to stop counting. Not that you can't count for the rest of your life, but most of us don't plan on doing that. And that's okay. I don't count every day. I only count if I have something coming up that I need to be ready for. If I'm just living my everyday healthy life, I actually don't need to track anymore. I know what's on my food. I know what I'm putting in my body. I know about what my macros are at the end of the day without even having to track it. So you'll get to that point. But I've gotten there by using external cues and listening to my body and finding a good way to live sustainably and happy and healthy and be able to make those decisions for myself without somebody or a tracker or a number lingering over my head for the rest of my life. But I didn't get there by quick shorting this external focus. I put the work in here, I listened to this, and voila. And I know that you can get there too. So put the work in, I promise it pays off. And as always, I'm here for support. So if you have questions about how to move forward from this, if you've been tracking and questions are coming up, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's why I'm here. Talk to you soon.